Hey, this is Ms. Jarvis with homework help for October 17th, and we're looking at adding, subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. Now, this one, problem C, I took because we worked a lot with the clock and how it's divided. It's like a fraction, and some of the times are fractions. So this is actually 4/12. So if we go up here, let me do that again. 4/12, and that's if we did that and I drew that straight, it would be 1/3. So we already know 4/12 is 1/3, and sometimes it works that way. Plus 1 2/3. And we've talked a lot. Let's add the ones. We get 1 3/3. So we have all 3/3. It equals to 1 whole, or in this case, in the clock case, 1 whole hour. So it really is, the answer reduces or simplifies, to 2. So 1 3/3 is 3/3 is the same as 1. So we just rewrite that. And we'll get more into quote improper fractions, or fractions that represent numbers larger than 1, as we move on. So the next one, let's take a look at. We have 5/10 minus 1/4. Now this one, the way we like to find a common denominator, and we talk about the denominator is how many pieces make one whole. 10 pieces make a whole, 4 pieces make a whole. We want the same size pieces, add the same size pieces to get together. So if we're talking about pieces of pizza, we want, when we're adding them, we want the sizes to be the same. And that's essentially what we're doing. So I'm going to try to find a multiple that they're both factors of. So 10, 20, and I think I got, if I start with the larger one and start writing out the multiples, if I could get one that 4 is a factor of, bingo, I've got it. So I'm going to write 5/10 as an equivalent fraction of 5/10, but with the denominator of 20. And I can do that by multiplying 5/10 by 1 in the form of 5. I'm sorry, not 5. 2 halves. 10 times 2 is 20. If I multiply the denominator by 2, I also multiply the numerator by 2. 10/20. And I know 5/10 is a half, and I can also kind of, just from experience, I can say 10/20 is a half. So let me kind of clean this up over here. So I have 10/20 minus, now I need to write 1/4. I'll do this one in red, as an equivalent fraction is something over 20. So what did I multiply this 4 by to get 20? Well, I multiplied it by 5. 4 times 5 is 20. So 1 times 5 is 5/20. So really, I'm going to rewrite this problem as 10/20 minus 5/20. And that's going to give me 5/20. And if you'd like, you can simplify it further. We haven't done a lot with simplification, but 5 and 20 are both divisible by 5. 5, so I can divide them both by 5 like we did on the other homework, and write my simplified version up here. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So it ends up being 1/4. Let's look at yet another one. So let's look at a next problem. So we have to do a half hour homework for a half hour and clean his room for a third of an hour. That's 20 minutes. I already know that's 50 minutes. So what fraction of an hour is that? So the way I think they want us to work it out is 1/2 plus 1/3. Now I need to write these as equivalent fractions. Although if I'm thinking of minutes, we worked a lot with clocks. So, I just know in my head, half hour is 30 minutes. A third of an hour is 20, and that's 50 minutes. But let's go ahead and solve it in a different way. So I'm going to take the larger denominator and write out multiples. 3 6. Oh, bingo. 6 is divisible by 2 and 3. So I'm going to rewrite these as 1/3 equals something over 6. So I multiplied the denominator and the numerator by what to get 6? 2. 2 6. So it's 2 6. Then let me do the same for a half. If I have the denominator of 6, well, I know that's 3, right? So 3 6 is a half. 3 is half of 6. Or I could say, what I multiply the 2 by? I multiplied it by 3. I also multiply the numerator by 3. So just different ways of looking at it. So it's really 3 6. Whoops, sorry. 3 6 plus 2 6, and that's 5 6. Same as 50 minutes. Because look, if I said how many, I can times the numerator and denominator by 10 and get 50. 60. There's 60 minutes in an hour. So it's just kind of just 5/6 of an hour or 50 minutes. Just kind of ways to look at other ways. And we'll talk about that more in class. Okay. So Danielle found a nickel on the pavement. Just found 20 cents on the sidewalk. How much did she find it? Oh, a nickel's 5 cents, 5/100ths. So I have 2 dimes, and I have, this is a nickel, 0.05, $0, 2 dimes, 5 cents, 25 cents. So 25 cents, draw a little money sign, 0.25, and 25 over 100 is 1/4. We even call it a quarter. So 25, if I divide them each by 25, they're both divisible by 25. 100 divided by 25 is 4. 25 divided by 25 is 1. So that would be 1/4. So hope this helps a little bit. We're going to keep pushing on with fractions. We'll do some improper fractions and simplifying and everything and all that good stuff. So good luck. Have a great evening.